from number bet. It says, Shachazacha shuhu zer anpin sholet al the nukva. That's the meaning of the concept where you have the hismatis and then of the moon, and then you have the shlit of zer anpin. So the davar hu shachanukva tzricha the kabbalas or raselhum in zer anpin. She has to get her lights from zer anpin baila. So whatever she's going to get, she needs to get it from him. Ki zer anpin mekabel min abba ve'ima. Because their anpin has both within him. So she can't get it by herself. Only through their anpin, and he becomes greater than her. Now, it's not like we don't know some of this idea. Obviously, everything has to come through Zer Anpin under most circumstances. Let's look at number Gimel. Number Gimel says, let me keep my glasses here where I can see it. He says, Rebbe Yafashah should be your con. So now we're back at the Rosh Hashanah. We're going to see the Rish Ruk come back in, Baruch Hashem. Pirush, he explains like the Medex of Ma'oros, which is Chaser, and everybody, we're just going to go real quickly through the idea again. There's bar v'shala dacha v'nukva. V'zechem b'forish b'divri Rabbeinu Rizal. Kama pamim. V'usha mochim bein da'ava bein da'ima einam nechnasim ela b'zer anpin. They only go into zer anpin. That's the path. V'hu mekabel trin itrin bein hachasadiv bein the and when those mochim come in, then he also receives these two itrin between the for the chasadim and the gevuras. V'hu tzricha the kabel b'meno al yada, so she has to get from him al yada or a sechel. She wants light, she wants energy, she has to get it from him. Kedei kedei l'sakein v'legadol partzufa ad kan. So that's just a quote from the Ari, not just a quote. That's the Ari, and he's basically over in our ballpark talking about how the Nook gets shefa. So he said, Indian Zerah b'Mavasharm, so now Mavasharm's going to have some different, is going to look at it. These are his words over there. So he says, Hazer Anpin, Hazer Anpin, Panim Bepanim im Hanukva Shehi Rachel. So they're face to face, and he's Panim Bepanim with Rachel. So he said, Shavim bekumasim, and they're the same height. Now this is the situation we're talking about a yichud. Az lo kechas nukva dem amochim shalo ayedezer anpin bailu. In this position, she gets a direct shefa. Ve'az heim shnei hamaoras hagadolim, and that makes them the two great lights. Lo hu gadol mimano, he's not greater than her. V'lo he gadol mimano. So because I really don't know the detail over there. I mean, she finally came to the position where she's panim b'panim at the whole height, and she's going to get the light directly from Abba v'Ima or from Ima, and that's exactly all those details over there. But at any rate, that's what he said. They don't need each other, independent of the completely independent. Adkan. So look over there. He's explaining over here. When she has to get the mochim from him, her Bible. So when the path is that she's in some sort of a smaller state than the state of equal to him, and she hasn't grown up that much, that's a state where she has to be able to pick up light from him, and therefore, when she's getting the light through him, he's called the great light, because he has all the light in him. So as you can see over the site rest of Regam B'Ha'aras L'Chalon B'Shem Ari Saruk. So Baruch Hashem, we're going to see the Re Saruk again. Let's go over and read behind number Gimel. And he says like this, so this is what the pasuk says here, Yehi Ma'oras B'Rekiah HaShemayim, Pirush Rekiah. So now we're going back over to this word Rekiah. I just want to focus on this word Rekiah. So he said, Pirush Rekiah HaShemayim, Hu Yisod Zer Anpin, it is the Yisod of Zer Anpin. Ki Shemayim is Zer Anpin, or Tiferes. V'Rekia is his Yesod. We're going to skip number Daled and go on. So he said, Shema'oros, which is Chazer, Shuhan Nukva, Tihya, Tefela, the Kabel, or Rasecho, Min Yesod. So she's missing two Vavs. Now, why two, I'm not sure, but I mean, the Vav is the concept of Zer Anpin. She needs to connect to Zer Anpin in order to really be a grow. So he the kabel orosecha min yisod Zer Anpin, and she gets it right from Zer Anpin, hanik rakia hashemayim, which is called the rakia part of the shemayim. Now we do have a hay here, and let's see what hay gets into, because they want to start looking at this connection. What's about? So Reva Ferish Talmud, he says of Avzel Lashonu Yehi Ma'oros Ma'aros considered Ma'eris considered like it's chaser, doesn't have the vavs. He said chaser zehu malchus. That's malchus normal state. B'rekia hashamayim. So when for the kia shamayim b'zechav yisod b'zechav b'shalid dacher hu yisod. Now we're going over the same very similar words here. Benukva malchus into the nukva, which is malchus besod v'ku yim shel bach. So you're going to be control over you, because the flow of light has to come through him. V'chein amber ma'aros he b'rekia. So therefore the ma'aros are in the rekia. Hanikra tefela the dechura, which is the ha'ma'aros. I guess he means the ma'aros, which should be chaser, but it's written out. He b'rekia, she is on the rekia. Hanukva tefela the dechura, so she's really subjugated by him. So adkan. Now there was this little change where he made the line. I see what it is. He quoted the pasuk. L'chein amar ha'ma'oros he b'rekia. So anyway, let's go on adkan. Now that was a little bit difficult to understand, because it didn't say ma'eres, it said ma'oros. Anyway, for me, adkan v'ka'ayin zecha b'rei perish marie saruk. Let's get over there. Shabir lefidarko. What's he saying? He says v'acher kach. After this, amar ha'pasuk b'rekia shemayim. So then, okay, we went through that. V'chakavana shachanukva hanormezes b'milas ma'oros, which is the ma'eros. Nidvaka la'acher sheniskala b'rekia hashemayim. Let's go back over the words. He says that the nukva, which is this word ma'oros, written like this. Nidvaka, she's dovek, right? La'acher, after sheniskala b'rekia shemayim. Now, what does nidvaka mean? Hainu achre yisod Zer Anpin. That is, she's stuck onto the back of the yisod of Zer Anpin. This is the Risaruk. Shemila's rekia, okay, as we know, who komora al yisod kamosh amba b'tikunim, as it says over there, the tikunim, but nasam tam b'tikunim, and the tam is given over there. Ki rekia hu osios ikar. So rekia, take the word ikia, which it is the letters ikar, root. V'yisod v'ikar hakol hu echad. So it comes out to be that, so that we said rekia is yisod, so that means ikar is also yisod. What's pshat? He says v'zer anpin nikra shemayim. So that's the daddy, I guess, or the bigger part. K'noida. So v'al zecha v'nikbos malchus. So therefore, it's called malchus is called the hainu nukve akaris abayis. She's called the akara of the bias. Now, karis refers to the yisod, right? It's rekia, or it's the word ikar, but it's I guess it's an adjective here. So she's the karis of eyes. Kolomar shehi devuka beikar. That is to say that she's stuck onto, I don't like stuck that much, but she's attached to beikar, to the root of Zer Anpin, the hind of the yisod, that is from what's that part for the yisod part of Zer Anpin. V'hapasuk, she's attached there, she's physically attached. V'hapasuk atzva mefarish v'azal, so the pasuk itself goes on and explains. Ma inin hamiyut v'haklala Shenis kala the Rabba Malchus. So what's pshat over there? He says behind the hoyer al haaretz, that is to shine on the earth. Earth usually means Malchus. Kolomar. Zer Anpin Yar Malchus. This is what that whole business is talking about. I thought it was really talking about something else, but he says the whole business is talking about is the fact that the process has to go Yud K Vav and then K. It can't go from the first K to the last K. It can't go like that. It has to go through Zer Anpin. He says Zer Anpin Yar Malchus the Hein of Nukve. Hanikbros Eretz, who's called the Eretz. Ata la'achar shenismata the list la migrama klum, so she has no vovs inside of her at all. Let's say the vibrating vov, whatever that means. Ad kan v'rei od b'ha'aras l'cholam. There's going to be more. So here he's coming right out and he's saying that the nukva is really a part. That's why she is stuck onto the bottom of the yisod of Zeranpin. Let's go on. We were on number Hey, so it says, he quotes a pasuk, Yisad Olam. So what's he going to say? Pirish Tzaddik, which we understand Tzaddik always means Yisod, referring to the Zod as Zer Anpin, who miyasid as a Nukva HaNikvas Olam. So he actually forms her, builds her, as a nukva hanikvas olam was called. So this is tzaddik yisod olam. So the tzaddik, which is the yisod olam, is really the yisod for the olam. How does that translate? So we have a number vav over here. So let's see vav. It says Reba Hadras Mela v'zol l'shon ki tzaddik yisod miyased u'misakein olam. Okay, shiham mal adkan. V'rei gam b'bira grua. What's the Brah say? V'zel d'shono. V'zechu she'amar ha'aretz al amud echad omed v'tzadik shema. So the aretz, Malchus, is standing really on one column, which I guess is Yisod, v'tzadik shema, and its name is Tzadik, is Shemo she'ne'emar. So he gave us a vision of the relationship that she's. This should be haaretz. So he said, let me read again. V'zechu she'amru, this is a pasuk in Chagiga. He says, haaretz al amud echad omed. Only on one amud stands. That's the yisod. The yisod. Okay, so she'ne'emar v'tzadik yisod olam. Who yisod the dechura. What are we talking about? We're talking about the yisod of the male. So he says shemisham nibna olam hanukva shenikras olam ki yadua, because it's from that place that she's built. She's built from the Yisod. V'zecher she'amar kan dechsev v'tzadik Yisod olam, that place ad kan. V'rei od ma'arach ha'baba, so there's going to be a ha'aras on this. Levi Indian, the nukva shenikras olam, which is called olam, the fact that she could be called olam. V'rei b'zohar, so that's the whole thing. It's just a thing what to do with the word olam. V'rei b'zohar, he says, look over the zohar, he says, my olam da shkinta. So olam means shchina. The place, the olam, place. Olam is helam. Okay, I'm just trying to play with the words. Okay, targum olam alma. Okay, lishna the alima. Targum shel olam hum alma. Alma is so he gets a place over here where he says he's talking about a female servant. So he says lishna the alima. Targum shel olam hu alma. Aloshan nara. So it's like a handmaid, something like that. Kama da'at Omar, like you say, like this, v'selech alma, so that the alma started going. She went, and little girl went off to get a nursemaid. So what? So here, let's just look at that one more time. So after working through that, he says that the word olam in Aramaic. Okay, we have a little break here, or we may be out of time. Maybe come back and just for a little bit more of summary. Let's see if we're going to get Rashby back, or that was the end of the shir. Let's see how this goes. Been a while. It's waiting. Well, here we come. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so I was just, I guess I was just finishing up that drush about the idea, the concept of the Alma, trying to pour it in. He says, so he says that the Yisod of the, so just trying to translate it. If you put the word Alma instead of the word Olam, Tzaddik, Yisod, Olam, Alma, he is the Yisod of the Alma, of the female attribute. Okay, that's a hint of something. We'll get into it more. I think that's the end of Shir today because we've got another Vav, unless you want to go over there. But that's, okay, we'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Have a good Chodesh. This is Baruch Fleischman.